What's going on, people? Psychopath here, and today we're building my PC. Now, this case isn't the exact model, but I've looked through the cases, and this is as close as we're really gonna get. So now, in terms of motherboards, we're gonna be going with an AS Rock, and it's a Z390. I gotta remember which one it is. It is this guy. Oh, it's here somewhere. You know, none of these are exactly like it was, but we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna use you because you look close enough. Go ahead and install you there. Oh, I love fast install in this game. It is one of my favorite things to do. So we're gonna go ahead, open the crap out of you, and for our CPU, we're going old school. We're going with a Core i5, and I have right now an 8600K. So we go ahead and put you in there, close the crap out of you, and then of course we gotta actually install the thermal paste. Now, for my CPU cooler, I actually have one of those like out of the box CPU coolers, like one of these guys. We're gonna go ahead and use that. I'm not saying it's a pretty build, and I totally get that, but when I built this PC back in 2018, I wasn't really going for looks. I was more going for functionality and just run in general. Now, for the actual memory, we have 16 gigs of DDR4 RAM. And for that, I actually use Corsair Vengeance. And because everything is black, we've actually gone ahead with the black. So let's, if I can get to you, I would appreciate that. There's one, there's two, there's three, and there's four. Because I have 16 gigs in there. And 16 gigs of RAM is way more than enough for when I built this PC. Like, again, we're talking years ago now. So when I built this PC, 16 gigs is fine, and 16 gigs is still fine. The problem ends up being that eventually you gotta upgrade. Now, for a graphics card, I'm still rocking a GTX 1060, and I wanted to upgrade for the last like year, but guess what? There's no graphics cards anywhere. So what difference does it make? So we have a GTX 1060, and I completely forget which version of the GTX 1060 that I have, and I don't feel like opening apart my computer to take a look at it. But I'm pretty sure it was an MSI GeForce GTX. We'll go ahead and use you, and let's angle you up so I can plop you in here. Plop you in there. Yeah, you know what? This is looking familiar. I'm not gonna lie, and I kind of hate it because like I wanted better CPU. I wanted better stuff in general. Let's go ahead now for my storage. I am smart and I am using solid states. I totally am. And we're gonna use do they have the data here? No, they don't have the data. That's okay. We're gonna go ahead and use Team Force because that's close enough. Where does that? Hang on. Where do you get installed in here? There we go. Yeah, so we got the Team Force in there. Now, as for power supplies, this doesn't take much power. It really doesn't. If we go ahead and we go to power supplies, I mean, I could get away with the data 650 watt, and that's all that I need. Because sadly, that's all that's really available in this thing. Like right now, I don't need much power. This doesn't take very much power. These don't take, nothing here takes very much power. And this is easily one of my fastest builds yet. But let's go ahead. We're going to go ahead and put all the case parts back on. Like the side panel. And this, I mean, this looks similar to what I have. Like, I'm not kidding. This looks actually really similar to what I have. Now, the only thing that I have to do is put the PCI parts on and then cover the rest. But yeah, this is basically my CPU build. And it's not bad. I mean, I can still play any game that I want pretty much on medium to high graphics depending on what level the graphics are at. We got to go ahead and obviously put in a thumb drive because we need to put in programs. Let's go ahead, power you on. This shouldn't take too long, especially with a solid state drive. I mean, let's be realistic, it really shouldn't take that long. Yeah, no, it's basically done. I hate that noise. I hate that noise so much. I haven't heard my computer power on for a while because I only recently got like speakers. But I mean, we're gonna put it on this 3D Mark, and it's a GTX 1060. It's a GTX 1060 and I don't plan on it being very good or very powerful. In fact, the 3D Mark, it's just not going to be that good. Let's find out. Yeah, this is a DirectX 12, and I don't think that the GTX will have a hard time on it. But I do think that between the CPU and the graphics card, it's just not going to be very good. I mean, the CPU at the end of this test may get to at this point 19 FPS. I thought it was gonna be maybe 20, but like looking at this thing, it's like inching towards 19 FPS, and it just, it hurts. It hurts my brain to know how outdated my computer is. And like I said, I want to build it again. I want to do more with my CPU. But unfortunately, for right now, this is the best that I can actually do. And it hurts. Like I'm getting 24 FPS. Now, obviously, I'm getting higher speeds than that when I play the games. Like I'm playing the games and I'm easily getting 60 FPS. So I think that's more the game here hinting at like, hey, it's time to upgrade. But I mean, this guy is almost done. This will be absolutely perfect when it's all taken care of. And it hurts. It hurts so much. But you know what? These tests, they're almost done. And guys, I want to take a second here if you're still sticking around. Drop a sub, drop a like, drop a comment. Let me know what you want me to build next, and I will 110% build it. This hurt to build though. It hurts knowing how far behind my gaming computer is compared to like a regular one that you can buy now from like Best Buy or Canada Computers. But I mean, a 4,127 score is not good. The CPU scored higher than the graphics did, and that really says something. So guys, thank you so much for checking out the video. I really appreciate it. I will see you guys Monday with a fresh build.